Hi everyone, it's Lisa here. I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I wanted to share this and release it to you before I go to bed because it's heavy on me and I need to get it out there. So I remember a few years ago there was a big gospel concert going on in my city, and I wanted to get some tickets for it. Tickets were sold out, but there were some giveaways still going on, and so I entered multiple giveaways multiple times, and finally I won a ticket. And then in another area, someone just gave me a ticket. They just walked up to me and said, "Oh, we're not going here." Gave me a ticket. And I was like, "Wow, Lord, you're so good." And I'm just like, "Listen, this season, I decree it over you. I decree it over me. People are just gonna start giving you things. They're gonna start giving you the desires of your heart. They're gonna start giving you things that you like. They're just gonna start coming to you." So I prophesy that and I decree that over your life. I decree it over my life that things are just gonna come to me. The things that I want, the desires of my heart, they're just gonna come to me. So I'm gonna prophesy that over you too if you're listening to this. And I decree that that is your portion today. Now, getting back to that concert, I remember I went to the door and I had these like 2 or 3 tickets. It was just me, and I had like 3 tickets. I started off the day with 0 tickets. Now I have 3 tickets, and I'm saying, just whichever seat is better, just take me there. I'm saying that to security. So security calls over one of the ushers, and ushers come, they look at my ticket, and they say, "Yeah, you should probably be in this section over there, but you're going to sit in VIP." I said, "What?" I didn't even ask no questions. I just started walking. She started walking. I started walking. Walked me down the center aisle where everybody could see me and everybody was looking at me. Walk down to this concert. Or it was like all eyes on me, and I felt the spirit of the living God on me. I don't know if I posted this in a previous video, but I felt the spirit of the living God just hit me, and it was like, "Daughter, this is your portion. Royalty, very important person." Royalty, royal priesthood, right? Luxury. And so I felt like the Lord was saying that it was a season, or I was in a season, or I was in a place where there was major upgrade, right? Where I'd be walking into things that I didn't think I could have, and I'd be walking into things that I didn't even pay for, luxuries, joy, resources that I didn't even pay for. I don't even know how to say this word. Prevalence, right? That I didn't even expect that would have came my way, right? I didn't expect that I was going to be sitting in VIP. I had tickets for 3 other different areas, right? I had an abundance of tickets, so that's another word right there, right? There was an abundance of resources coming to me, right? And I decree that over you, and you can decree it over yourself. There's an abundance of resources, and not only an abundance of resources, but there's a place of what is the word? Prevalence, right? You think about hierarchy or status. God has a high place for you, like VIP. That's not for regular people. That's for people with money, people who paid their money, which I didn't, right? And people who are known. Because when I looked around in my section, there were people who, they weren't famous, but they were kind of known, right? And they had money because they paid for those VIP seats. And so I just decree to you that this is a VIP season for you, that you will walk, all eyes will be on you, and you will sit in everything that God promised you, and you will sit in the desires of your heart. That's what I want to release to you. And the reason why I remember that is because recently I went to a concert, and I actually purchased a ticket this time. And I looked at the VIP ticket and I said, "Lord, I really do want VIP." But he's like, no, you're not paying for that. You look at your bank account, use wisdom. You're not paying for VIP. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll just enjoy myself in the regular section, because that's what they called us when we showed up, regular tickets. So, so I purchased my ticket. I got to the concert and I'm sitting there. A few things transpired, and I'm sitting there, and so a lady asks for something or whatever, and next thing you know, one of the ushers just said, "Get up, all y'all just get up and just come sit in VIP." I said, "Yeah, just get up and come sit in VIP." Well, my mouth, I didn't even, other people were asking questions. My foot just started moving. I said, Lord, this is my portion. So I got up and I just strolled my way to VIP. I sat front and center. I didn't take no back seat in VIP. I sat in the front unashamedly. I sat there. And when I sat there, I felt the Lord say, this is your portion. Favor is your portion, right? This is where you were supposed to be today. And there were some things that happened. The spirit of religion and tried to rise up and to stop us. The people started saying things about us sitting in VIP. People don't even know us, right? Started saying things. I mean, they bought VIP tickets. And when they bought their tickets and they had any seat to sit in, and they chose to sit in a back, but they mad anyway. That's not what this word is. So I sat in the concert in VIP, and the enemy tried to rise up and do some different things or whatever. And I said, Lord, you want me to be here? And so I began to open up my mouth, and I began to pray in the spirit and just release the fire. Release the blood of Jesus and pull on heaven for his purposes to be a reality in this situation that was going on here. Because I said, oh, Lord, I know that I'm supposed to be in VIP. I know I didn't pay, but I know I'm supposed to be here. And so I began to pray. And long story short, those who were, kind of looking at us funny and say, we don't belong here and you didn't pay like we paid. I said, that's right. I didn't pay like you paid. But the favor that's on my life brought me here. And that's a word. Because the favor that is on your life has brought you to the place of abundance that you're standing in. Money didn't get you where you were. Money didn't bring me this far. It's the favor of God that's on my life that brought me this far. And it's a favor of God that allowed me, a woman, to just look at us. I think those other people benefited from my favor. The woman just looked at us and said, get up and come. Let's go. You're going to sit in VIP. And then when the enemy tried to come in, they said, no, you're VIP now. They are VIP now. They've been upgraded. And they said, well, your wristband is not VIP wristband. Okay, come, let's give them some VIP wristbands. So they came in and they upgraded us to VIP. They gave us VIP wristbands. And I sat in VIP all night. And I danced and I worshiped and I praised the Lord. And so, and I kept saying in the middle of the whole thing, I kept turning to the people that were attached to me, because there were people who, once people started to row and say, well, they don't belong here, blah, 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 just for peace sake, got up and went back to the general and the regular seating. And I said, I will wait and see. I'm going to wait because I feel like I'm supposed to sit here. And I said to two or three people next to me, I said, the favor of the Lord is on my life wherever I go. So I'm not moving from here, and nobody's going to move me. I understand protocol, but I see that the Lord is doing something else for me in this moment. And so I'm not moving. And so VIP, they came and said, we're going to upgrade you, blah, blah, blah. And there's another word in that what I observed is that we as believers need to look around and see what God is doing. We know there's protocol, we know there's structures and there's systems set in place to keep order. But people of God need to look around and know when God is moving outside of the box. Right? He's not a God of disorder, but he may move in a different way. And I believe that God wanted to bless me and God wanted to bless some other people. But somebody rose up, a spirit of religion just rose up and started murmuring. Nobody took her seat away. She just couldn't stand that we got a seat in VIP, right? And so that's one. People be discerning. Look and see when God is moving in a way that you didn't expect him to move. When he's trying to bless people who need it. Because when I tell you I needed to be where I was sitting, I needed to be there. That's one. And two, as believers, we should not give up easily. We should not give up easily. Just because battles and people try to rise up and oppose us, we cower and we say, oh, we want peace, or we're going to go back this way. I saw a lot of people do that. I mean, a lot of people. They got up and they left. While they got up and left, Heaven, let your kingdom come under my breath. And I'm binding every sabotage spirit, every spirit that was trying to squeeze the life out of me and squeeze the joy out of me in this moment. I'm binding and I'm warring in the spirit. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm not giving anybody an attitude. But I'm using the authority that Christ has given me in the spirit to address the situation. Because one, he already showed me what he was trying to do despite what anybody else was trying to do. And so when somebody tries to rise up and say no to what God has shown me yes to, I have a responsibility to rise up in my authority and address it in the spirit so that it can manifest and they can fall off and leave me alone. Okay? So that's what I did. So one, look and see where God is moving. Two, when anybody rises up to oppose the new thing or the move of God, begin to war. Begin to access your authority in the spirit and war against it. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, for a peaceful life, go back to your seat. Don't do that. War for what God has shown you must come to pass. War for his will. And let me say something else. So while I begin to pray, God began to show me and confirm that this is what he wanted for me, that he didn't want me out there. He wanted me in here. And the people who left, it's so funny because people who left and went back outside, there were so many seats that were available in VIP. So many people who purchased seats, they probably didn't show up, or maybe VIP did not sell out. So there were empty seats there, and the people who left, who were occupying it because they came over with me, they left, they sit out there, and they're sitting there, they look sad. They look like they're in regret because they didn't want to stay. They didn't want to fight. They didn't want to argue. There's a way to fight in the spirit and still be polite. Right? So they didn't want that, so they left. And they're sitting there and they're looking at us worshiping and praising the Lord, and they're also looking at all these empty seats that they could have been occupying. And then as the night went down, people in VIP started to leave. And as they started to leave, more seats became vacant. And then people just coming, sitting in. And then I turned around and I looked at the end of the night. One lady who came in with us and left out and went back, she just found herself right back in VIP. And she sat there and, I guess she enjoyed the program. But I sat in VIP for the whole thing because I know what God showed me. And so that's what I want to encourage anybody watching this thing. One, know what God is doing, and then war for it, contend for it. Don't let nobody back you up into a corner. Don't let nobody isolate you and embarrass you. Contend. I heard so many of my faith leaders over the past 2 or 3 years would release, words, and they would say, contend for your word, contend for your prophetic word, contend for your revelation, contend for your future. And I think that for me in that small situation, God began to make that thing come alive for me, what contending really looks like, that you don't, frown and lose your joy and your faith and then go back home and pray about it and get over it. No, that makes your heart sick. Right? Over and over again. You contend for that thing right there. You might not be able to shout and lift your hands up at Rabba Soda Baba She. You might not be able to do that, but you can contend. You can still contend in the spirit and legislate on the earth with what God has already shown you. So I don't know if I'm making sense. I didn't even write any notes down. I just wanted to share this with my followers. So I hope this blesses you. I hope the next time you find yourself in a situation that, one, you look to see what God is doing and what he wants to do, and that you partner with him to get it done. Until next time.